Recording this. Welcome, everyone. This is our fourth in the series of Unlimited Possibilities info sessions. And these are just brief overviews of some of our consulting services available through OhioNet and how they may benefit you. And today I'm going to be sharing with you some information on igniting workplace connections. So before we get into the details of that, just some quick introductions and background about our consulting services. I'm Michelle Bradley, and I'm the Director of Consulting Services here at OhioNet, and my job is to develop and deliver consulting services to our members. We also have with us Andrew Whitus. You can wave, Andrew. And Andrew is the Director of Financial Operations here at OhioNet, and he is also a strategist on our consulting team. And Heather Ladisky is also here. And Heather is our project manager on the consulting services team. And Nancy Kirkpatrick is our CEO and executive director, and she also works as a strategist. So this is our team. So a little bit about our philosophy of consulting. We seek to upend traditional consulting by acting as a partner in your library's endeavors. We feel like we're working with our members, so we're invested in your success. We utilize inclusive practices rather than a traditional top-down approach, and we like to focus on possibilities rather than on problems. And ideally, we like to provide post-project support to ensure your success. So what sets us apart from other consulting services are that we're a team of consultants who are all librarians. Each of us strategists have also been directors of libraries, academic libraries, and public libraries. And we bring experience from other areas as well, such as the fields of law, accounting, appreciative inquiry, design thinking, well-being, public administration, business administration, and nonprofit administration. So that's just a little bit about our consulting services. We developed these services about a year ago, so we're still letting people know about them. So I'm going to get into today's topic. So today we're going to introduce you to igniting workplace connections. So this is an interactive full-day session that we can bring to your library as a staff in-service day or a retreat. So let me just tell you about the purpose and the content of the session and what you could expect. So first of all, did you know that the average person spends 90,000 hours at work over the course of their lifetime? So that's about a third of our lives. So that's a lot of time that we're spending with our coworkers, and our relationships with them play a significant role in our own well-being. Psychologist Shawn Achor has done research that has shown social support has as much effect on life expectancy as smoking, high blood pressure, obesity, and regular physical activity. And we all know that during the pandemic, our relationships with coworkers were disrupted. We connected less. We didn't see each other as often at work or even get to pass each other in the hallways. And in work environments like libraries, where silos are already a thing, it seems like the pandemic, really amplified those silos. And many of us are still and will be forever working in hybrid situations. And what the research shows is that when low quality connections with our coworkers are pervasive, they can eat away at people's ability to learn, to show initiative, and to take risks. And they actually corrode our motivation, loyalty, and commitment to our work. So, whoops, go back a little. What can we do? So one thing that we can do is we can ignite high quality connections. And we do that by bringing your team together to introduce them to how our connections in a workplace are actually very important, both to our own well-being as individuals and also to the success of the organization. So we'll share the research about why these relationships and connections are important at work, and also how we can go beyond simply just being nice to each other, to actually creating high quality connections, and what that means. And then some simple things you can do to create those connections. And the day will culminate in teams redesigning library routines to incorporate small, just tiny changes that are intended to increase the quality of connections. And also with the staff as individuals, challenging themselves to choose small interactions to try out and reflect on in terms of increasing the quality of their connections with their coworkers. So what is a high quality connection? So this is from Dr. Jane Dutton's work at the University of Michigan's Center for Positive Organizations. And she says that a high quality connection is short-term positive interactions at work that foster beneficial outcomes for individual employees and the organization. And a high quality connection is marked by mutual positive regard, trust, and active engagement on both sides. And this is what's really interesting, is that it doesn't necessarily mean we have to have deep relationships with our coworkers or be close friends, have a lot of personal knowledge of each other, or even have extensive interaction. It's really small, everyday interactions, which could be any point of contact, one conversation, one email exchange, one moment of connecting in a meeting. Those can all be high quality connections. And we can also embed those high quality connections in some of our organizational routines with just small micro moments. So they're essentially, micro interactions we have with others that, light us up. So if you think about the last time an interaction at work, really lit you up, before the interaction, you might have felt depleted or tired or even just neutral. And then after you had an interaction, even if it was brief, you had a greater energy and capability for action. And it's a heightened sense of energy, and it's real, and it's an important indicator that you're engaged in a high quality connection. And when you're experiencing a high quality connection because you feel more alive. And the idea is that you can design and implement practices, structures, and cultures that foster those high quality connections throughout the organization and beyond. And that's what this workshop focuses on doing. And the research shows that there are 4 pathways that we can build these high quality connections. And one of the pathways is respectful engagement. So engaging another person in a way that sends a message of value and worth. Task enabling is helping or facilitating another person's successful performance. And then there's trusting, which is conveying to another person that we believe they will meet our expectations and that they're dependable. And then the last pathway is playing, which is very important also. So just participating in an activity with another where the goal is to have fun. So what we'll share with staff is how to follow those pathways. So our workshop objectives are play, laughter is welcome. We want people to learn why it's important for us to have high quality connections with one another and what that means. We'll foster discussion and deliberation and talk about when have we experienced high quality connections at work already, and what do we value most moving forward in our own organization. We'll ask staff to imagine a future in which connecting with one another in high quality ways is normal. And then we'll work on designing or redesigning library routines. So we'll identify small changes we can make to increase the quality of our connections within our routines and structures. Routines and structures, things like onboarding or shift changes or staff meetings. So those sorts of routines. And then we'll also ask the staff to challenge themselves and choose small individual interactions to try out and reflect on. And then we will have a follow-up virtual session about 4 to 6 weeks afterwards to discuss what staff tried, what went well, where they struggled, and what they want to try next. So, and what else? With this, you get 5.5 hours of live interactive instruction and facilitation on site at your library, a 90-minute virtual session follow-up, and a participant guide. and a little bit about what people are saying about this workshop. This is from a library director. She said after our session, I personally have not seen the staff that animated in a long time. As the director, I enjoyed watching the staff engage and work together to create their representation of a workplace with high quality connections. It was great to see everyone laughing and enjoying themselves. Even some of our most reserved staff were taking part at a level we did not expect. And furthermore, at this particular library, the director reported to us several months after the session that the staff had actually implemented their high quality connection routines that they had designed during the session. So not only was it an engaging day, it had long-term outcomes. So that is the overview about what we could bring to you regarding introducing your staff to high quality connections in the workplace, and just a few more things you should know about consulting. These are fee-based services. We can customize to your staff size, different offerings. Most everything that we offer can be done virtually as well as in person. And everything's available now. And our fee for bringing this particular workshop to your library is $2,000. And this is the fourth information session on our consulting services. And we invite you to attend upcoming sessions as well to learn more. In October, Andrew will be giving a session on appreciative survey design. And in December, we'll talk about our workplace well-being offerings. And the previous sessions have also been recorded, and they're available on our YouTube channel if you'd like to check out some of our other services. Heather, if you get a chance, maybe you could pop the link to our YouTube channel into the chat if you have that. If I put you on the spot and you need to look for it, I'll give you a little moment to do that. And if you want to know more about what we've talked about in this session, if you'd like to get a quote for services, or if you're planning strategic planning or something and want to send us your RFP, you can go to the OhioNet website, click on the request info and price quote button, and let us know what you're looking for. And we'll set up a time to discuss your needs and how we might help you. And I do want to leave time for questions, either about today's topic or about our consulting services. And feel free, there's just a handful of people in the room, to just either pop something in chat or feel free to unmute yourself, and we're open for questions. How long is a typical session for this particular topic? This is a day-long session. We would generally go about 9 to 4, and then the libraries we have a couple breaks in there, and then we usually allow the library to bring in lunch for the staff and have time for that as well. How do you handle the extreme introverts? So as you saw in the quote, when even the most reserved staff participated, we start off our sessions with some icebreakers, but the key to involving the more introverted people on staff is that we start with paired interviews in almost any kind of training that we're doing. It is incredibly inclusive because you're starting with two people talking to each other. And so everyone does have a voice. And from the paired interviews, you have to listen to your partner, and then you have to tell their story. So it's very effective for including those who are more introverted. It's a great question. You're welcome. Any other questions? Andrew, do you have anything you'd like to add, or?
I don't know if there's anything more to add. I just, again, it was interesting seeing a group of people who, again, the university we were working with, the client, um, it, it, they started the day off with some people, I think, having a mindset of I don't want to do this and this is not for me. And at the end of the day, everybody was really engaged in the conversation and how they could again create these high quality connections with their colleagues. So it was again kind of inspiring to watch from the beginning of the day to how things changed throughout the day to the end.
So how do we work with libraries where many are working hybrid schedules or off-site all the time? We have done hybrid training as well in various ways that has worked out also. We've also done the same session where those who can come in person, and we can repeat the session virtually for those who are virtually present, but we can also do some hybrid things. We've had people in the room act as the host for the remote worker as if they were in the room. So either on a device or a tablet so that they're actually still participating in the activities. That works really well as also. It's kind of becoming typical to have some remote people, trying to participate in the room at the same time. And just let us know, reach out. You can go through our website for the form, even if you just have a question, if not necessarily if you're looking for a quote. You can see also a list of the other services that we offer, things like strategic planning. We have other topics that we can bring to your library, like conversations worth having, customer service, various other topics. So we can also customize if there's a particular topic or issue you're grappling with and you'd like to facilitate some interactive conversation, possibly, ideate, identify some solutions, we can work with you to customize a day. And if I didn't say it before, most of our work is grounded in appreciative inquiry. So we do like to focus on the possibilities that you can achieve. All right. Well, if there are no more questions, thank you everyone for popping into our session, and we appreciate sharing information with you.